Okay, anybody else? Keshav. Keshav, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, Amrut. Good evening.
Yeah. So, have you read the book or the summary of
Yes,
the?
I heard the book on the Booklet apps.
Okay,
Actually, I am not. Actually, I learned the big thing from the book is that I know the word great or chikati in Marathi,
correct.
but we use lots of time that word, but we come to know the real meaning of the word through the book. What it
Right.
great or how we can use in our daily life or any task we have come to know in the daily life. So I learned that big thing from the book.
Correct. Correct. Well said. Well said. Anyone else? See, I'm not talking because I need another 5 minutes to begin. CA Suraj Shaw. Suraj?
Hello.
Yeah, Suraj. Go
Uh,
ahead.
Good evening, sir, and good evening to everyone. I haven't read about the book Grit, but an inspiration story I get to hear from other authors, and that story relates to Grit. It's about the Brooklyn Bridge that has been built between the New York and the island, and the person who built the bridge and his son. Uh, both had an idea like in 18th century to build the bridge, and at that time uh, engineers were refusing, and they mentioned out like this bridge can't be built over like connecting the New York City and the island. Later down the line, uh, the visionary idea that the person had, he passed away on an accident, but his son got paralyzed, but still continued with his uh, some of the gestures, and we could now see the Brooklyn Bridge built over.
Wow.
So that was the
Oh, Suraj.
story.
This is,
Uh,
I think this is a very good example, Suraj, that even if the story was not from the book, this is what I want. Let's not look at reading as a reading is more important than book. So mission Make India Read. Interestingly, this phrase doesn't have the word book, right? Because importance is not to be given to book, but reading. And as he perfectly said, this is what I love. This is, I think, my skill, where I dynamically correlate the things from different books or whatever observations, and then either learn the new idea or it gets corroborated, confirmed
yes,
through the book. So well said. This is exactly what I wanted. Very specific and full marks, even if it is not from the book. So it's not the book great, but the meaning of the word great.
that
So
inspired me, and like just keeps on reminding me about the Brooklyn Bridge. So
super
and the topic just got connected.
awesome. So are you
Thank
are
you
you
so
a
much.
chartered accountant or a CA student?
Chartered accountant.
Well, good. No wonder you are a very gritty person. I'm sure.
Thank
All
you.
right, you can mute yourself, Suraj. Thanks. So, as he rightly said, the meaning of grit or perseverance, resilience, passion, they all can be used interchangeably. Yeah, in Marathi we call it as chikati. In Hindi, probably junoon, jazba, right? So they all are. There are 50 shades of gray for this word. uh, no, we have some good predictors of success: IQ, talent, smartness, intelligence. Yes, I agree. They are very good predictors of success. People with high IQ have a high probability of becoming successful. But we have given so much of importance to these predictors: IQ, intelligence, sharpness, memory, analytical skills, that we have lost the ability to consider some another very good set of predictors of success. And that those include perseverance, grit, resilience, discipline, passion. And if you have read my post about the book of the week, where I shared a story, my own story, where last month I got a call from a CA friend. We used to study together during CA. And that chap was like 10 steps ahead of me always. He was brilliant. I used to study for 14 hours a day, and he used to cover the same thing in 6 hours and go out and do time pass. And I used to envy him. So he was way ahead of me in terms of memory, grasping power, understanding the concepts, analytical skills, everything. And then we cleared CA exams, we got CA degrees, we parted our ways, got busy in our respective careers. And then I didn't know that he is following me for all these years throughout the journey of Booklet Guy. I had lost touch with him, but he was following me through social media. And somehow he found my number through some common friend and got in touch with me last month. And I was assuming कि ये तो किधर मस्त BMW का कोई CFO रहेगा, UK में मस्त छाप रहा रहेगा, or whichever field, I mean, not just money, or if he is into any other field. But I was surprised that he was sounding almost a depressed guy, living a very mediocre life. I mean, living a mediocre life is the thing is wrong in that, unless unless you are happy. But he was not happy. That was my problem. And he was literally envying ki yaar, you are doing so great. I want to live a life like you. Uh, that came to me as a big surprise, and hence the book, Great. Right? This is a standing example that having the potential is one thing, and putting effort into that potential is another thing. I think this is the biggest line I learned from this book. It's like having an atom bomb in the box, packed box. It's a potential, but unless we don't fire it, it's useless. So no matter how much talented you are, born talent and God gift, without putting any effort into it, it's useless. And that's what grit is all about. Hmm. Having said about the predictors of success, let me clarify the meaning of grit through some example. Like, suppose you're learning guitar for the first time. Okay, your teacher teaches you some new piece of guitar, and initially, when you try to learn a new skill, it's so uncomfortable. The learning curve is so sharp. कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है. No, you feel like getting rid of it. Yeah. And then you practice. So your teacher says, okay, you have to practice every day for 20 minutes. That's all. What जो मैंने सिखाया है. For the first day, you practice for 20 minutes. Of course, you don't get the notes clearly because you are practicing for the first time. Now, even if you feel uncomfortable and coming back on the second day while being uncomfortable and giving another 20 minutes to practice that guitar, that is great. And most of the time people quit there, not literally second day, but it's actually the plateau that we face after 2-3 months. Most of the people, कितने लोग हैं ऐसे जिनके घर में treadmill, dumbbells, ropes, skipping rope, बाइक, साइकिल वाली स्पॉट बाइक, सबके घर में धूल खाते पड़ी हुई है 2-3 साल से. वी स्टार्ट फिटनेस रेजिम, 2-3 महीने के बाद वो एक प्लेटो आता है. रिजल्ट्स आर नॉट विजिबल. देन वी स्टार्ट डाउटिंग द फिटनेस रेजिम. नहीं, वो कोच बराबर नहीं सिखा रहा है, प्रोटीन पाउडर गलत है. एंड वी फाइंड रीजंस टू क्विट एंड वी जस्टिफाई व्हाई वी क्विट. सो दैट्स लैक ऑफ ग्रिट. और उसके थ्रू जो उसको पार करता है ना, ही इज द ग्रिटी पर्सन. एंड वहां पे सब कुछ चेंज होता है. सो वो डिस्कम्फर्ट सह के टू शो अप अगेन is nothing but great, and it brings a massive change in your skill, in your mentality. और होता क्या है, if you don't show up on the next day, आप डबल नुकसान कर रहे हो. पता है क्या? एक तो नुकसान है, you don't improve your skill, ये तो आपको पता है. सेकेंड, कल का एफर्ट जो आपने डाला, you bring back to zero. You nullify yesterday's effort. मतलब कल का एफर्ट आपने वेस्ट किया. So दो नुकसान होते हैं if you don't show up to the gym every day, don't practice your guitar or whatever, or read. Yeah, you decide to read 2 pages every day, और कल अगर आप नहीं पढ़ते हो तो नो द डे प्रायर का एफर्ट्स आपके वेस्ट हो गए. नाउ व्हेन आई सेड 2 pages, लिटरली 2 pages करके अगर शुरू करोगे आप, even if you feel to read 5 pages, don't read 5 pages to start with. Read only 2 pages. Because if you think नहीं अभी मुझे इजी लग रहा है, चलो और 2 pages बोला था, फिर अभी 5 pages पढ़ने में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? अच्छा तो है आपको लगेगा, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज ऑन द नेक्स्ट डे, इफ एट ऑल यू स्टॉप एट पेज नंबर 2, आपको लगेगा कि उसमें कौन सा मैंने बड़ा अचीव किया है, कल तो मैंने 5 pages पढ़े थे. So you have set a new benchmark of 5 pages unknowingly. So stick to 2 pages and do it for 10 days, 15 days. So that it becomes a habit for you. All right. And then you can increase the number of pages after a few months. Now, the same logic, I told you, दो नुकसान करते हैं हम when you don't show up to the next day. Yeah, एक, you don't improve the skill of the guitar piece, and second, you nullify the effort of the previous day. You know, हम लोग के teachers हमको बोलते थे, after learning this new chapter, new piece of knowledge today in this lecture, if you don't go home and revise within 24 hours, it is as good as not attending the lecture. Right? ऐसा काफी teachers हमको बोलते थे. It's so because whenever you're exposed to a new piece of information, उस वक्त लगता है कि सब concept clear हो गए, right? Especially if the teacher is great and passionate. तो हमको लगता है कि अरे ये तो मुझे समझ में आ गया, and we directly open it few days before the exam and we are shocked कि अरे उस वक्त तो मुझे एकदम क्लियर पता चल गया था, अभी इट इज एज इफ कंप्लीटली न्यू. हुआ है आपके साथ? मेरे साथ तो बहुत बार हुआ है. बिकॉज नाउ इट्स एज गुड एज नॉट, वी हैव नॉट अटेंडेड दैट लेक्चर. सो रिवाइजिंग विद इन 24 आवर्स, ये भगवान ने, निसर्ग ने 24 आवर्स का जो साइकिल दिया है ना, कुछ सोच समझ के दिया है. क्यों नहीं 30 घंटे का दिन बनाया, क्यों नहीं 40 घंटे का एक दिन बनाया? तो कहीं ना कहीं कुछ बायोलॉजिकल रीजन है, कुछ तो रीजन है कि वो रिपीट 24 आवर्स में होना चाहिए. मैं खुद अभी गिटार क्लासेस ले रहा हूँ, इसलिए आई एम गिविंग दैट एग्जांपल एंड आई एम गोइंग थ्रू दैट प्रोसेस, दैट डिस्कम्फर्ट ना. कभी कभी लगता है कि नहीं करेंगे, बट देन वी हैव टू शो अप, और कैसे भी करके 20 मिनट प्रैक्टिस करना है. Now coming to the positive part, that suppose a person like me who is into fitness regime for last 2-3 years, very regular, I exercise at least 6 days a week, but not more than 7 days a week, of course. And suppose जैसे 2 दिन पहले मैंने एक फ्रेंड के साथ वर्कआउट किया, सो ही हैज जस्ट स्टार्टेड द फिटनेस रेजिम, सो ही गॉट इंस्पायर्ड थ्रू माय ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, सॉ माय 6 पैक एब्स ऑन द इंटरनेट कि अमृत मुझे तेरे जैसा करना है. ओके, लेट्स जॉइन, कम टू माय हाउस, एक दिन साथ में वर्कआउट करते, सो एटलीस्ट यू विल गेट एन आइडिया कि मैं क्या करता हूँ. नाउ नथिंग ऑफेंसिव अबाउट हिम. if the person who has just started, if it is his first or second day of the workout, and I have been doing for last 2-3 years, but we put the same amount of effort, उतना ही पसीना, उतना ही कैलोरीज बर्न किए, सेम एक्सरसाइज किए जो भी 45 मिनट्स के लिए, the benefits that I am going to derive from the same workout will be 10 times more than what he has derived. जैसे you don't show up के नुकसान है, वैसे if you keep showing up every day, day in day out, come what, without any excuses, तो आपके पिछले एफर्ट्स का फायदा ज्यादा होता है. Are you getting my point? आपको समझा क्या मुझे क्या बोलना है? That the calories I'll be burning will be much more even after the workout, because my metabolism rate must have gone so high कि वर्कआउट के बाद 10 घंटे के लिए मेरा बॉडी कैलोरीज बर्न करेगा बिकॉज ऑफ द पास्ट वर्कआउट्स. उसका कंपाउंड इफेक्ट बहुत बड़ा आता है. Are you getting my point? So if I and that person run for 15 minutes, same speed, same, तो मुझे उस 15 मिनट्स के रनिंग से बहुत ज्यादा फायदा होगा इन कंपैरिजन टू दैट पर्सन. बट if he continues for another 2-3 years, he will be at the same level. So ये फायदा है to show up every day. That's all. Just show up. बाकी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं. Once you show up, it is almost zero chance that you will not do the work. Yeah. ऐसा होगा ही नहीं कि if I go to the terrace and I come down without exercising, ऐसा होगा ही नहीं. the point I wanted to elaborate on this, I just missed out. हाँ, another example, आपका जो भी फेवरेट एक्टर है, शाहरुख खान हो, ऋतिक रोशन, जो भी है, आपने कभी ऐसा यूट्यूब पे ना उसके पुराने इंटरव्यू सर्च किए होंगे कि शाहरुख खान जब छोटा था उसकी फर्स्ट सीरियल फौजी या जो, आई एम सेइंग बिकॉज ही इज माय फेवरेट एक्टर, तो बहुत बार ना यू गेट अट्रैक्टेड टू देयर ओल्ड इंटरव्यूज ड्यूरिंग देयर यंगर डेज. ऐसा हुआ आपके साथ? हुएवर इज योर फेवरेट आर्टिस्ट, उनके लेटेस्ट तो आप देखते हो, लेटेस्ट मूवीज, बट यू हैव दैट नो लाइकिंग टू गो बैक एंड वो उन दिनों में कैसे दिखता था, उन दिनों में वो कैसे बातें करता था. हुआ है आपके साथ? या राइट, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी गुड पॉइंट कि अगर शाहरुख खान हैज kept doing the same thing, acting, got better and better over 30-40 years, जो भी उसका career span है, then his latest performance improves the value of his old performance. To put it in other words, अगर शाहरुख खान ने एक दो मूवीज के साथ बॉलीवुड छोड़ दिया रहता फौजी के, तो हम जाके वो वीडियो नहीं देखते ना पुराने वाले. That means his latest relevance in Bollywood has improved and increased the value of his old performances, his old interviews, his whatever. I hope you get my point. Yeah. In fact, आपने मेरे साथ भी ये किया होगा. I have been in this for like 6-8 years now. तो बहुत लोग मेरे पुराने टेड टॉक देख के मुझे मैसेज करते हैं, अरे तू उस वक्त ऐसे दिखता था, तेरे गाल ऊपर थे, तू तो मोटा था, अभी तेरा गाल अंदर गए. आई गेट दिस मैसेजेस. वही अगर मैं 1-2 साल में खत्म कर देता और कुछ और करना शुरू करता तो वुड हैव बॉदर्ड. So very interesting concept, very interesting concept, and I love this. Another important term author kept on using in this book is about deliberate practice. See, it's not just practice. मैं जॉगर्स पार्क में किधर जाता हूँ जॉगिंग के लिए अक्सर, once or twice in a week, और वहाँ पे ना एक लॉन टेनिस का क्लब है, ऑफिसर्स क्लब बोलते हैं उसको, और हर संडे वो अंकल लोग आते हैं बड़ा पेट लेके, टाइम पास वीकेंड वाले, or just hitting the balls. They just come to enjoy. So that's not deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is you do something to improve it, even if by bit. Is deliberate practice. अगर मेरा वो backhand नहीं सही हो रहा है, तो I'll work on it. Yeah, I'll ask the coach. I'll watch YouTube videos. Whatever. If you don't want to spend, every skill is taught on YouTube today. Yes or no? For free. तो अब it should be done with an intention to improve even by 1%. That is deliberate practice, not just hitting the balls. So I see now deliberate practice के आड़ क्या आता है वो मैं बताना चाहता हूँ आपको. मैं काफी मेरे साथ बहुत लोग जॉगिंग करते हैं वहां पे, जिनको मैं जानता हूँ या कुछ लोग हैं जिनको मैं नहीं जानता. I see that they have these headphones around their ears. They want to listen to music while running or jogging. Now, prima facie लगता है कि उसमें क्या है, उल्टा it will help you to run for longer period or faster because you'll be engaged in music. But I see a big flaw in this behavior. I personally never listen to music when I'm exercising, and I have a valid reason, thanks to the author who taught me this, the importance. See, when you take such a positive action to get up at 5:30 in the morning and go and run on the ground at the joggers park when the whole world is getting cozy in their blankets with their AC on, right? So it's such a big positive action. You are giving a great message to your subconscious mind that you are disciplined, you are organized, you are a person of commitment. क्योंकि तुमने रात को 5 बजे का अलार्म लगा के आपने स्नूज नहीं किया और उठे. Such great messages you are giving to your subconscious mind. And you go there and put on the headphones. Our subconscious mind is like an innocent child. वो क्या बोलता है, अरे हम खुद voluntarily इतना अच्छा करने के लिए आए, and now you're trying to get distracted from that very thing. Get busy in something else to do this. Are you getting my point? Subconscious mind को समझ भी नहीं आता कि फिर ये चाहता क्या है भाई, खुद ही बोल रहा है कि अभी भागना है, अभी खुद ही बोल रहा है कि गाने सुनना है. तो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट ही डजंट अंडरस्टैंड. ओनली योर कॉन्शियस माइंड अंडरस्टैंड्स कि नो ये जोक है या सीरियस है, ये बड़ा फेलियर है छोटा फेलियर है, सबकॉन्शियस माइंड को समझता नहीं है. इट्स वेरी वेरी चाइल्ड लाइक इनोसेंस उसमें. तो आपका आर्ग्यूमेंट शायद ये हो सकता है कि बट आई डोंट वांट टू इम्प्रूव इन जॉगिंग, मुझे कोई जाके ओलंपिक्स में भागना नहीं है, तो मैं क्यों, व्हाई नॉट लिसन टू म्यूजिक. या वैलिड आर्गुमेंट. बट यहाँ पे मुझे ये बोलना है कि when you take this positive action of starting to run and then listen to music is like अपने जीपीएस पे एक एड्रेस डाला, आप गाड़ी चलाना चाहते हो. I live in Thane and suppose I want to go to, so I live in north east side of Mumbai and I want to go to southern side of Mumbai, say Nariman Point. I put the address of Nariman Point in the GPS, start my car, and after 5 minutes I change the destination. It's like that. मैं 5-5 मिनट में डेस्टिनेशन चेंज कर रहा हूँ, बाद में नाला सोपारा डाल रहा हूँ, बाद में बोरीलीव डाल रहा हूँ, बाद में दादर डाल रहा हूँ. व्हाट विल हैपन, वेयर आई विल बी हेडिंग टुवर्ड्स, नोवेयर. दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस विद आवर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड व्हेन यू ट्राई टू लिसन टू समथिंग while trying to focus on something else. Now running, you can replace running with working on your Excel sheet or doing your homework, school homework, और प्रिपेयरिंग अ पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन. एंड जस्ट बिकॉज अभी यूट्यूब फ्री है, गाने अनगिनत है, अनलिमिटेड सप्लाई फ्री, वी नीड समथिंग इन द बैकग्राउंड टू बी प्लेड, राइट, क्योंकि वो इजी एक्सेस है, तो चलता रहता है और हमको लगता है कि इट इज हेल्पिंग अस इन आवर वर्क. नो, वी आर नॉट मेड फॉर मल्टीटास्किंग. हमको लगता है कि कि दोनों एक साथ हो रहा है. एक्चुअली इट्स अ switch between Excel sheet and so when you are actually listening to the music, you are not working on the Excel sheet, and you are actually working on the Excel sheet. वो आपके लिरिक्स वो सुनाई नहीं देता है आपको, पर वो इतना फास्ट स्विच होता है, हमको लगता है कि दोनों साथ में हो रहा है. आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल. एक पंखा है, सीलिंग फैन है. फर्स्ट सिनेरियो में उसको आप ऑन करो और 1 घंटा ऑन रखो और 1 घंटे के बाद ऑफ करो, तो फिर कितना बिल आएगा. दूसरे सिनेरियो में आप 5-5 मिनट में ऑन ऑफ करो 1 घंटे के लिए, कौन से सिनेरियो में बिल ज्यादा आएगा, सेकंड में. भाई, तो बार बार बंद करके वो स्लो होएगा, फिर वापस फास्ट होगा, स्लो होगा, उस चक्कर में बिल ज्यादा आएगा, राइट. सो वी आर पेइंग ह्यूज पेनल्टी फॉर इट, राइट. वही होता है मल्टीटास्किंग में. इनफैक्ट इट इज नो मल्टीटास्किंग, इट इज स्विच टास्किंग. यू आर स्विचिंग द टास्क मेंटली from A to B, B to A to B, B to A. It is very, very dangerous. Your productivity falls to a 4th standard child, and you end up making much, much more mistakes. And then we blame ourselves कि यार मेरे में कैलिबर नहीं है या whatever it is, या लोग मुझे डिस्टर्ब करते हैं, हम लोगों पे ब्लेम करते हैं. एक्चुअली ऐसा नहीं, हम खुद जिम्मेदार है. So I hope that GPS example helps you to understand the dangers of doing two things at the same time. और पर स्टिल द आर्ग्यूमेंट स्टिल, मैंने उसका आंसर नहीं दिया कि मुझे इंप्रूव ही नहीं करना है, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है तुझे, मुझे रनिंग में इंप्रूव ही नहीं करना है. मैं रोज गाड़ी चलाता हूँ पर मुझे फॉर्मूला 1 में जाना ही नहीं है, तो मैं क्यों ड्राइविंग के स्किल्स इंप्रूव करूँ. बट द आर्ग्यूमेंट दैट द आंसर टू दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑथर गिव्स इज, इफ यू आर एनीवे गोइंग टू ड्राइव for 2 hours for the rest of the life, what's harm in improving? What's the use of having the birth of human being then? Then we are animal like. मुझे रोज मैं एक कुत्ते को देखता हूँ, एक स्ट्रीट डॉग है हमारे ना इधर. वो गाड़ी आती है कचरे की गाड़ी, 2 गाड़ियां आती. वन इज ओनली फॉर ड्राई कचरा, सेकंड इज ओनली फॉर वेट कचरा. एंड दैट फुलिश डॉग, and that dry wala comes at 8:30 a.m. and the wet wala comes at 9 o'clock. The dog is such a fool. For last 1 year, he comes with a hope at 8:30 कि उसको कुछ खाने को मिलेगा उस गाड़ी से, और कुछ मिलता नहीं है. Goes back disappointed. Again he comes at 9 o'clock. फिर उसको कुछ खाना मिलता because it's a wet garbage. उसको इतनी अक्ल नहीं है. He did not learn from his previous experiences and improve कि भाई मुझे पहली गाड़ी को इग्नोर करना है. This is what we do. If we keep doing the same thing in the same way for the rest of the life, anyway करना है हमको, तो why not just try to improve? आप बोलोगे कि गाड़ी चलाने में भी क्या करने का? In fact, that will give you a new purpose to drive. For example, if I'm driving from Thane to Nariman Point, and on an average, मेरी एक आदत है कि मैं स्पीड ब्रेकर मिस करता हूँ. मुझे दिखता नहीं है स्पीड ब्रेकर, स्पेशली अगर उसको व्हाइट रंग की पट्टी नहीं रहेगी तो आई मिस इट आउट एंड आई जंप ओवर, स्पीड से करता हूँ और फिर धड़ाम गाड़ी उड़ती है, राइट. ऐसा, तो अगर मैं ऐसा कुछ गेम खेलूं कि हर बार अगर 4 बार मेरे स्पीड ब्रेकर से गाड़ी उड़ती है, कल मैं 3 बार ही उड़ेगी, परसों 2 बार ही उड़ेगी, एंड आई इम्प्रूव बिट बाय बिट. And not just improve, it will give me a new purpose this time. I'll become more mindful while driving, and that will enrich my quality of experience. Forget about improving the wo to hoga hi. But anyway, if I'm going to spend considerable amount of time of my life in driving, why not make it more mindful and more rich? Because a good life is all about the quantity of the experience of positive events. पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंसेस के लिए तो हम सब कुछ कर रहे हैं ना, पैसा क्यों कमा रहे हैं? ताकि हम मॉरिशस जा पाए और एक पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस लें, राइट? ताकि हम आईफोन खरीदे और एक पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस लें. एम आई राइट? बट व्हाई आर वी अज्यूमिंग कि पैसा खर्च करके ही पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंस लिया जाए? व्हाई नॉट जस्ट चेंज द माइंडसेट that overtaking, how can I get better at overtaking a car? How many people frowned at me, the co-drivers, while driving from Thane to Nariman Point? अगर 5 लोगों ने मेरे को कुछ मेरी गलती हुई और उन्होंने मुझे खुन्नस दिया, तो कल 4 लोगों को ही खुन्नस होना चाहिए, परसों 3 लोगों के होने चाहिए, right? Or maybe how can I improve the mileage by calibrating the clutch, gear and brakes so that I get the best mileage for the car. And you know what? अगर आप ये करते रहोगे ना, आप इतने खो जाओगे, you never know, उस पे आपका पैशन मिल जाएगा. You'll discover your passion. You'll discover your calling, maybe. You never know, because लेखक बोलते हैं कि passion discovery is a very complex, messy trial and error process. ऐसा नहीं कि गूगल में ढूंढा, किसी से बातचीत की तो मिल गया एक दिन यूरेका, वाव, ऐसा नहीं होता है. It's full of experiments. I think I'm a very good example of it. I had a Bengali girlfriend, and we were on a candlelight dinner. It was like way back, a decade ago. And suddenly she said, Amrut, you know what? You love to explain things. I see your twinkle in your eye when you always want to explain. Even if I'm interested or not, to stock market का कुछ पढ़ेगा तो आके मुझे समझाता है. You just love. There is some childlike teacher in you. तुमको समझाने को बहुत पसंद है, and you are great at explaining. And really, sometimes I love listening to you. तो मैंने सोचा कि ठीक है, तो उसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है एक्सप्लेन करना. बट नाउ व्हेन आई गो बैक, व्हेन आई थिंक, आई एम डूइंग एग्जैक्टली द सेम थिंग इन बुकलेट. अभी मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? वही तो कर रहा हूँ. सो सी हाउ यू डिस्कवर योर पैशंस. अभी उस वक्त मुझे पता चलता तो शायद मैं जल्दी शुरू करता कुछ, राइट? सो पैशन डिस्कवरी इज फुल ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, इज व्हाट द ऑथर सेज. आई होप यू अग्री विद द पॉइंट अबाउट ड्राइविंग एंड रनिंग कि अगर करना ही है रोज तो the goal should be to improve. And the best part is, why people get addicted to video games? क्योंकि उसमें ये होता है, you have to improve at every stage, level 1, level 2, उधर स्कोरिंग सिस्टम रहता है. तो इसमें भी हमको यही करना है, ठीक है? कुछ बड़ा वीडियो गेम जैसा सिनेरियो नहीं क्रिएट करना है. बट देन जस्ट सेइंग दैट सपोज आई डू स्प्रिंटिंग, आई डोंट डू जॉगिंग, आई डू स्प्रिंटिंग. तो अगर 100 मीटर स्प्रिंटिंग मेरा कल 30 सेकेंड्स में हुआ है, तो आज इट शुड बी इन 29 seconds. Comparison is not bad, but comparison with your own past performance होना चाहिए, not comparison with other people. Mostly हम वो करते हैं. Comparison should be done with your own past performance, and then you keep improving. हमेशा बोलते हैं ना, be the better version of yourself. मतलब क्या? मतलब तो उसके लिए आपको ट्रैकिंग करना पड़ेगा, आपको देखना पड़ेगा, आपको कुछ भी हो सकता है. आई गिव दिस एग्जांपल ऑफ नंबर ऑफ सेकंड्स रिक्वायर्ड टू कवर अप 100 मीटर स्प्रिंट. आप दूसरा कुछ भी लिख सकते. नाउ रनिंग जैसी चीज, अभी आप बोलोगे ना रनिंग में क्या सीखने का नया, क्या इंप्रूव करना है. दिस इज वन एग्जांपल, इंप्रूविंग योर टाइमिंग. आई हैड माय एक्स कोच. आई डू calisthenics. Calisthenics is a fitness regime. And he taught me that when you jog, you are not supposed to put your foot flat. You have to slightly transfer your weight on the toes. और heels को पूरा touch नहीं करना है. That blew my mind. तो he was teaching me how to run. ये मुझे पता नहीं था. So jogging में you have to slightly run on your toes. In sprinting, it's complete flat foot. Now, अभी वैसे ही हो ना, रीडिंग का हम लोग बोलते हैं कि अमृत क्या रीडिंग में क्या बोलेगा. रीडिंग तो हम बचपन से करें, बट यू नो that I am a different reader. I have written a whole book on reading, right? So any skill, there is no saturation. There is always room for improvement. Right? Talking, listening, these are all skills with a lot of scope for improvement. Okay, I need a break. So now I want somebody to chip in and share there. So you got an idea how to live the book, how to bring the book alive in your life. It's not just, I did not just praise the author, सिर्फ बुक की तारीफ की, बुक का कलर बताया, फॉन्ट बताया, वो सब नहीं, कितने को लिया, ये सब में हमको नहीं पढ़ना है. Alright, you have to make those ideas your ideas, make them part of your character. That is the victory of the book. That is not plagiarism. Copying the idea नहीं, author चाहता है, इस केस में वो चाहती है कि हम उसकी किताबें को जिए. And then they become such an integral part of your nature, your character, that you forget कि कहाँ पढ़ा था, कि वो अपना हो गया ना. अभी वो ऑथर का नहीं रहा. This is not plagiarism. ये चोरी नहीं है. यही, this is the objective of reading habit. Okay, somebody wants to speak. Who has raised hand? You can, Rashmi, you have raised your hand since long. You want to speak something? Rashmi, Jyoti, Rajendra.
ये टीवी देखना और खाना खाना चलता है.
I was expecting this question. नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. I like your sweet question, Rashmi. See, प्राइमा फेसी लगता है कि उसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है, पर ना आप टीवी को पूरा जस्टिस दे रहे हो, ना आप खाने को जस्टिस दे रहे हो. आप दोनों अधूरा अधूरा कर रहे हो. मैं नहीं बोल रहा कि टीवी मत देखो, फिर सिर्फ टीवी देखो 10 मिनट आधा घंटा के लिए. खाना खाते हो सिर्फ खाना खाओ. एंजॉय ईच एंड एवरी बाइट. that bite getting converted into softer material, वो saliva mix होना, gulping it down into through your throat. Yeah, seeing, we eat with our eyes. This digestion starts from eyes. जैसे ही खाना दिखता है, एंजाइम शुरू हो जाते हैं पेट में, अपने डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम में. पर उस वक्त अगर आपकी आंखें अगर वो शाहरुख खान के पे ऊपर है टीवी पे, तो एंजाइम्स नहीं तैयार होंगे. और फिर हम बोलते हैं कि हमको लूज मोशन, कॉन्स्टिपेशन होता है. तो शाहरुख खान इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर योर कॉन्स्टिपेशन. अभी ये बोलूंगा तो आप हंसोगे, बिकॉज आई कैन डायरेक्टली प्रूव इट, बट इट इज. ऑलराइट. एंड देन जो ड्रामा जो चल रहा है वहां पे, अगर कुछ वायलेंस चल रहा है, एंड द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू क्रिएट एंजाइटी इन यू, और वो एंजाइटी के साथ आप खा रहे हो, तो इट इज नॉट द फूड दैट यू आर ईटिंग, द माइंडसेट विद विच यू आर ईटिंग, वो बॉडी में जाएगा. All right. So there is no harm in watching videos or watching TV, but not both at the same time. और आपको लगता है कि मैं टाइम सेव कर रहा हूँ, राइट? मैं 15 मिनट टीवी और 15 मिनट खाना दोनों करो तो मैं 15 मिनट बचा रहा हूँ. अगर 15 मिनट अलग अलग करूंगा तो आधा घंटा हो जाएगा ना. आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी रॉन्ग वे ऑफ अप्रोचिंग लाइफ, बिकॉज इट्स लाइक सेइंग, दूध है 1 लीटर, उसमें मैंने आधा लीटर पानी में मिलाया और बोला कि देखो मैंने दूध को बढ़ाया. नो, आपने सिर्फ क्वांटिटी बढ़ाया. यू हैव डाइल्यूटेड द क्वालिटी ऑफ द मिल्क बाय एडिंग वाटर टू इट. दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन यू वॉच टीवी व्हाइल ईटिंग फूड. यू आर डाइल्यूटिंग द वेरी रिचनेस ऑफ योर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ लाइफ. वो 15 मिनट आपने वेस्ट किए आपके लाइफ के बाय नॉट गिविंग जस्टिस टू आइदर ऑफ द एक्टिविटीज. आपने दोनों अधूरा अधूरा के ऊपर किया. तो यू डिड नॉट एंजॉय लाइफ फॉर दोस 15 मिनट्स. उसका जो रिचनेस है उसको आपने कम कर दिया. आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो इट्स बेटर that you spend half an hour, 15 minutes for eating, 15 minutes for TV, and then you have lived life larger now. इसने मिर्जा गालिब ने बोला है ना कि जिंदगी लंबी नहीं हो चलेगा, जिंदगी बड़ी होनी चाहिए. दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई थिंक ही वांटेड टू से, कि जो भी करो माइंडफुली करो, पूरा तन मन धन उसमें लगाओ, and that will enrich your the experience of your life. It could be even brushing your teeth. आप बोलेगा भाई उसमें क्या करेंगे, but then while brushing your teeth if you are thinking about the book that you read yesterday, no, वो भी नहीं चलेगा. I am saying this, I am on mission make India read. Don't think about the book when you are brushing your teeth. और इसमें कुछ कुछ ट्रिक्स क्या है, that because we are brushing our teeth for so many years, वो इतना मैकेनिकल हो गया कि उसको दिमाग की जरूरत नहीं है. तो sometimes what I do, I try to brush with my left hand. I'm a right-handed guy. So now automatically I need more focus, more willpower, because I'm not used to brush with my left hand. And mindfulness आ जाता है. हाँ, अभी जब एक दिन ऐसा होगा कि my left hand is as capable as right hand, I don't know the answer, but उसके लिए टाइम लगेगा अभी. Okay. Yeah, so very good, Rashmi. Thanks for asking this question. Anything else? Or should I take the next point? Yeah,
Hello.
the author also talks about the multiple passions. See, sometimes we all have multiple passions. एक चीज नहीं हमको पसंद, हमको काफी 2-3 चीजें पसंद रहती है, और फिर we feel that अभी उसमें से करूँ क्या, मुझे तो 2-3 चीजें पसंद है. इसमें बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी छुपी हुई है, हमको पता नहीं है. See, nowadays it's not about selecting an existing career. It's about creating your own personal customized career. And I think you guys should listen to this with a lot of focus, because it's not usually said or discussed elsewhere. I'm a standing example of multiple passions, getting it together to create a new personalized customized career. In fact, मैं इसको career भी नहीं बोलूंगा, calling बोलूंगा. Yeah. I read. I'm good at reading, but I may not be the greatest reader in the world, but you all know that I can read better than most of my friends. This is one passion. Now, I like to speak. As I said, I discovered this passion in my relationship, that I'm a good speaker, or I can explain things in a better way, but I may not be the best orator in the world. Okay, reading, oratory skills, those skills हो गए, 2 passions हो गए. And I have, please mute yourself, guys. Somebody is who is on? Can you name the person, please, because I can't see.
Manish Tripathi.
Ganesh Tripathi, please mute yourself. There is some disturbance.
Manish Tripathi.
Manish Tripathi. Yeah, Manish. Thanks, Manish. Okay, good. Yeah, मैं क्या बोल रहा था? Yeah, these are the 2 passions. Third, I had a great fascination for technology, but I am not a techie guy. But मुझे अच्छा लगता है लेटेस्ट चैट जीपीटी वगैरह इन सब का पढ़ने को. Now, reading, speaking, technology, कुछ लेना नहीं एक दूसरे के साथ. Suddenly, Booklet guy was born. समझा? If oratory skills was missing in my passion, I would have accordingly designed Booklet and Mission Make India Read. तो फिर शायद आज का ये सेशन नहीं होता. Are you getting my point? I have designed my career to tap in, to tinker my multiple passions. Got it? तो फिर मेरे जितने भी टॉक्स हुए हैं, टेड टॉक, जोश टॉक, इंटरव्यूज में घूमता रहता हूँ, वो मिसिंग होता ना. So you would have compared me a book app developer like Swiggy's and Zomato's. How many of you know जितने भी आपके मोबाइल में ऐप है जो आप रेगुलरली यूज करते हो, उसके फाउंडर कौन है? व्हाट्सएप का फाउंडर कौन है? ओला का फाउंडर कौन है? स्विगी का फाउंडर कौन है? बुकलेट का फाउंडर कौन है? पता है आपको? You get my point? Because they don't have those passions, उन्होंने वो उसमें नहीं डाला. मेरा था तो मैंने वो डिसाइड, और मे बी दिन का होगा पर उनको पता नहीं that you can connect unrelated passions together and come out with a unique mix, a unique combination, and that itself serves as a great thing, क्योंकि ऐसा कोई है ही नहीं. You are rare and there is no competition. Are you getting my point? तो आपके मल्टीपल पैशंस को आप डिसएडवांटेज मत समझो. ओके, वो अपने आप डॉट्स कनेक्ट नहीं होने वाले. यू हैव टू कनेक्ट द डॉट्स बैकवर्ड्स. All right. Okay. Yeah. Anything you want to share from the book? Grit. Anybody? Tushar Bansal. Yeah.
So, Amrut, I have not read the book. I have listened to the TED talk of the author. So, I connected the dot in such a manner. So, from the past 3 years, I have been meditating continuously without missing any single day. So, it's a 40-minute meditation I used to do daily. So, I was just listening to you over this call. And I realized that what I do is, so there is a set of instruction. It is basically kind of a spiritual sadhana. So what I've realized that every day I sit, I used to say to myself, if this is my last day, I'm doing meditation, how I want me to do the meditation. So that automatically my mind and body respond in such a manner, no thoughts come to me, nothing comes to me, my mind and my breath becomes one. So this is a very great thing I realized talking to you and listening to you. So I do not know, is it great or what is it? So, but it led me to do my each and every work during the day in such a manner. I organize it. I mindfully eat when I eat. I sit mindfully. I'm always conscious whether my spine is erect or not. So these things has bring me enriching experiences. Corporately, I have not achieved much yet. I shall in future. But in the sense of experience, I'm really joyful always. So this thing has taught me hugely. So this is what grit is to me. And I shall incorporate in other parts of my life where I'm missing at this point. So that is all for me.
Super,
Thank you so
Tushar.
much.
You two are a great explainer. I really like the way you spoke, and bang on. I like this idea, as if I'm doing this for the last time, and suddenly you become more mindful, more conscious, and more focused.
Yeah.
Great.
So I would,
In fact, every day if I think this is the last time, one day it's going to be true, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So let me put an incident in front of you all. So I used to do in engineering by Sadhguru. So what Sadhguru says, tomorrow morning, if I die or you die, you must blossom tonight. So that hit me really hard. I have to blossom today. I have to blossom into full-fledged life today only. So maybe I will able to blossom or not. I do not know, but I'll put my best today
Super.
only.
Well said. Hats off. Must, Tushar. Very good. Okay, great. Coming to the next big idea about see when we see other people doing the same thing over and over again for years, we call them expert. अरे वो आई सर्जन ना 25 साल से आई सर्जरी कर रहा है, he must be great at it. We assume, right? या फिर that teacher is teaching for last 25 years, so must be a great expert teacher. या फिर वो that CA practitioner is running his income tax practice for last 20 years. But when we do the same thing over and over again, we call it monotony. Very interesting concept. Yeah, no, you are getting expert at it, provided you are doing it with deliberate practice, with an intention to improve bit by bit. So I repeat the sentence: when someone else does the same thing over and over again for years, we call him expert. But when we do the same thing again and again, we call it monotonous and monotony. People will call us expert. Just stick to it. Okay. So that as a corollary to this idea is that things that you don't do are more important than what you do. Because of the 100 things that I did not do in last 5-6 years, you know me only for books. Because it's very easy to get excited by new things. Very easy. In Marathi we call it as नव्याचे 9 दिवस. मतलब नए चीज का सिर्फ नए दिन 9 दिन एक्साइटमेंट रहता है. But then no, we know that by getting excited to something new, I'll be again in the same position after a few months. then why not better stick to the same thing, and instead of finding excitement horizontally, why not do the same thing differently in a better way and find vertical innovations in the same thing. And so I decided that books and reading habit में ही कुछ करना है, and you create a constraint कि अभी इसमें ही करना है. So in fact, it is a very good enabler for creativity. Constraint inspires creativity. Constraints are beautiful. I'll give a simple example. In the lockdown, the first direct attack was on gyms and swimming pools. And if you observe, how those bodybuilders were going mad because the gyms were closed, the professional bodybuilders. And when we realized that ये lockdown तो हफ्ता हो गया, एक महीना हो गया, खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, these bodybuilders started exercising at home by using things which are already at home. They started using water buckets as dumbbells, started doing pull-ups on the door hinges. They were forced to think creatively because they were locked inside the house. There was a constraint. So constraint in fact helps for creativity. तो जब आप एक ही चीज, मुझे पता है कि अगर मुझे बुक्स में ही इनोवेट करना है, रीडिंग हैबिट में ही इनोवेट करना है, I will come out with the best ideas. That doesn't make me intelligent. If the ideas that I keep coming in Booklet app, now I'm coming with a new idea of Indian Booklet League, like IPL. There is something called IBL. There will be reading matches and league matches amongst departments in the companies. वो मैं कर रहा हूँ. I'm coming out with chatbot, book bots. Read books on WhatsApp through book bots. So just select the book which you want to read and you start getting messages from the bot to read the book. अभी किसी का वो एक कब मेरे दोस्त का रिएक्शन है, अरे यार यू आर सो ब्रिलियंट, तुझे कैसे ये आइडियाज आता है? नो, इट्स नॉट अबाउट ब्रिलियंस. अपनी माँ को अपने बच्चे के बारे में सबसे ज्यादा पता रहता है, क्योंकि वो डिस्ट्रैक्टेड नहीं रहते, वो किसी दूसरे बच्चे को देखती ही नहीं है. शी इज सो फोकस्ड. सो बिकॉज बुकलेट इज माई बेबी सिंस मेनी ईयर्स, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट अदर बेबीज. तो वो सूझेगा, because I drink about it 24/7. So saying no to 1,000 other things is as important as saying yes to one thing. All right. Varna, then this is a very beautiful line. Doing one thing better and better might be more satisfying than staying an amateur at many things. Now see, यहाँ पे the key word is satisfying. इसने success के बारे में नहीं बोला है author ने कि doing the same thing better and better will make you successful. वो नहीं बोला है, वो तो होगा ही. Doing one thing better and better might be more satisfying than staying an amateur at many things. It's about satisfaction. All right. So the same example जो मैंने exercise में दिया कि if the 2000th book जो मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, उससे जो मैं benefits लूंगा ना, या जो जितना easily मैं पढ़ूंगा, जितना grasping होगा मेरा, will be 10 times much better than the person who is reading his 5th book of his life. क्योंकि पहले का 1999 बुक्स का फायदा, उसकी हैबिट इसमें 2000 बुक में आएगी. It's the compound effect which is invisible. I can't explain you in words, right? पर मुझे पता है कि reading the 2000 book is so easy for me than my 5th book of my life, right? And the benefits that I derive. Right. Second interesting thing is about self-discipline. कि लोग बोलते हैं ना, डिसिप्लिन की वजह से फ्रीडम चला जाता है. It's a very wrong notion. In fact, disciplined people enjoy freedom the most. I'll give an example. There are two guys who want to learn piano from their teacher. The first guy is very sincere, disciplined. जो homework दिया रियाज करेगा रोज, doubts पूछेगा, will never bunk the classes. The second guy is like, ठीक है, उसको सिर्फ दिखाना है, बस फोटो डालता रहता है, प्रैक्टिस नहीं करता है, सर ने जो होमवर्क दिया है वो करता नहीं है, कभी कभी क्लासेस बंक करता है. Now don't you think after 1 year the first guy who is disciplined will enjoy the freedom to play any song he wants on piano, whereas the second guy will not enjoy this freedom. Discipline gives you freedom, it doesn't take away your freedom. You get my point? So very interesting concept. Amrut, are you counting? Okay, there is something. Amrut, are you counting? complete books. Srikanth, yeah. I like your you should raise doubts, yeah. Not exactly 2000, could be more than 2000. I have the exact figure in my diary. Well, anything you want to discuss? I hope I can give you the example of multiple passion. I have a friend called Sushil, and he loves photography, a passionate photographer, and he loves hypnotism. Hypnotism पता है ना वो करते हैं ना कुछ, they enter into their subconscious mind and plant the seeds of positive thinking, ऐसा कुछ. तो we got into detailed discussion कि क्या कर सकते हैं ऐसा, we know this that multiple passions combined together can come out with a new idea, unique product, unique mix, and we came out with a fantastic idea that since he loves photography and he's into hypnotism and he want to use hypnotism for a better way, not किसी को उल्लू बनाने के लिए, चोरी करने के लिए नहीं, अच्छी चीजों के लिए. So how about आपका जो ड्रीम है, suppose Riti has a dream of having a red color Ferrari in her life, for example, okay, then he will take a picture of Riti along with Ferrari. She's standing with Ferrari. Put that picture on the wall of your house and give you through hypnotism, give you positive affirmations in your deep in your subconscious mind, that whenever you see that picture of Ferrari, you will start working on the dream of getting a Ferrari. So the law of attraction will start working automatically, right? Now, what a great idea! Photography and hypnotism ko combine karke, and he's doing very well these days as a consultant. Yeah. So now, if you have some multiple passions, please get in touch with me, and we can discuss. Okay, don't think कि these are all polarized things. इसका कुछ possible नहीं है. I have so many examples यार. सब मुझे अभी याद नहीं आ रही है. एक बुक हमने की थी बुकलेट में, द दा विंची कर्स, नॉट दा विंची कोड, दा विंची कर्स. दा विंची के भी बहुत सारे पैशंस है ना, उसने तो क्या नहीं किया, सब कुछ किया. फिजिक्स गाय, ये वो सब, पेंटर, ये सब किया उसने. तो दा विंची कर्स मतलब सबको अलग अलग पैशन से, तो वो कर्स है क्या? तो ऐसा नहीं है. सो दैट ऑथर, he was an electronic engineer and he had a great passion for music or music instruments, right? And he also liked physics. So physics, electronic engineering, and a great penchant for music or musical instruments. And he decided to start his own manufacturing of electronic guitars. तीनों के तीनों passions cover हो गए. देखो, this is what I want you to do. Don't just, careers are not there on naukri.com anymore. Come on. All right? You have to create your own personal career. जो भी है, आप सीए हो तो उसमें भी आप कर सकते हो. Yeah. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to discuss on grit? I hope I have discussed in length. You can raise your hand. If I don't notice you, okay. Anand Pradhan. Anand Pradhan? Yeah, Anand. Continue. What did you say? Who is speaking?
What I like, I am Anand.
Anand. But you're on mute.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I am
continue.
on mute.
I mean, I can listen to you, but
Am I audible?
yes. Continue.
Probably network issue. Okay. So the one thing is that author is saying that talent multiplied by effort is equals to skill.
Correct. I think Anand has an internet problem. Raju Dokania. Raju, you raise your hand.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Raju, continue.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Raju Dukania and Amrit. We were connected through WhatsApp also. So I don't read your book very often, but I would like to share one thing which I've been doing consistently. I mean, sometime on and off, but consistently since last 10 years. So I do run a half marathon. Okay, and to run a half marathon, of course, need to do a lot of practices. So one thing, just I would like to share that. So whenever I'm running, let's say I'm running for a 5 kilometer or 10 kilometers. तो कभी भी मैं जब ये सोच के जाता हूँ कि आज तो मेरे को 10 किलोमीटर करना ही है. Many a times I thought that I will do 10 kilometers. That day I could not do 10 kilometers. So this is something which I would like to share and would like to understand what is the reason for the same. Like first I have set the target. I could not do it, but sometimes I go to run without having anything in my mind, and I simply go for a run. So I do much better than my expectation.
Got it. Got it. I think we covered this point last time, where Kaizen, the spirit of Kaizen. See, anything big triggers the mid portion of the brain, which is called as amygdala,
Okay.
which is so most evolved part of our brain. And fear, the major role of amygdala is to create fear. And fear was very vital for our survival in the hunter-gatherers age. कि अगर शेर दिखा तो और हम डरे नहीं तो हम खत्म हो जाते, we would have become dinosaurs, extinct हो जाते, right? The fact that you are telling your mind that I want to run 10 kilometers, वहां पे मोटिवेशन की जगह फियर क्रिएट आता है. हाँ, हम उसको झूठ बोलते हैं कि स्ट्रेस, ये स्ट्रेस एक लेटेस्ट डेवलपमेंट है. ये सब ऑर्थर बोलता है कि एक्चुअली स्ट्रेस नहीं, वो फियर रहता है. कि अगर बॉस के साथ झगड़ा होकर हम झगड़ा करके घर आते हैं, हम बोलते हैं आई एम स्ट्रेस्ड, एक्चुअली वी आर फियरफुल कि अभी मेरा क्या होगा, प्रमोशन होगा कि नहीं, पैसे इनफ रहेंगे कि नहीं खर्चे के लिए. दीज आर द फियर्स, बट वी डोंट लाइक टू एडमिट, वी आर अफ्रेड टू से दैट वी आर अफ्रेड. तो वो फियर क्रिएट होता है. एंड फियर क्रिएट होता है तो क्या होता है, इंटेलिजेंस बंद हो जाता है, अपने इमोशंस क्रिएट हो जाते हैं, राइट, ज्यादा. और ये कुछ भी इमोशनल करें, इमोशनली एक्टिव होकर करेंगे तो वो काम अच्छा नहीं होता है, right? Whereas when you go without any setting in a goal, so without setting a goal is also not so great. You have a goal of only and only 1 kilometer or less than that. Now our brain loves small things, small questions. वहाँ पे fear नहीं generate होता है.
Maybe true, and I mean I can correlate what you're saying. I mean, word by word I can correlate with myself. And one more thing, let's say I'm running in a marathon, which is happening some Saturdays on the morning, and let's say I have completed 2 kilometers, and when I start thinking about, okay, I need to complete another 18 kilometers, so gradually I get demotivated. Okay, 18 kilometer to complete, but at the same time I change my thought process and I think, okay, I have completed 2 kilometers and I have to be there in my present, not to be there in the future, that I have to complete 18 kilometers.
Yeah, correct.
So that moment or that thought process something which gives me a lot of motivation.
Correct.
So the point is that I'm taking a cue from your talks, that multitasking. If I'm running and I'm there in that present moment, instead of without thinking that what I have to complete in the future, 18 kilometers. So try to be in that moment and do not divert your mind thinking that I have to complete 18 kilometers.
Correct.
That gives a motivation to complete, to run.
You got the message. Perfect, Raju. And that's what when we exercise together, I often tell my friends who are exercising with me that don't talk something else, don't chit chat, okay? Because then on one hand you are telling your brain that I have come here to give voluntary pain to my muscles so that it grows and to lose weight or lose the unwanted fat, and rather than you are chatting about the missile pow that's going to happen in the afternoon. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, you are doing injustice to both. Right? I'm not saying don't talk, but talk about the thing that you're engaged into. can talk about the exercise, have fun. My friend says that no, but workout should be full of fun, and I agree. It should be full of fun, but relevant fun. It should be about the fun. Should be about the workout. कि कोई चल करते करते कोई गिर गया और वो हंसा, या फिर नो कोई एक्सरसाइज किसको नहीं आ रहा है and then he's trying, struggling, और उस पर कुछ हंसी आई, जोक हुआ, क्रैक. That fun is acceptable. In fact, it should be there. नहीं तो बोरिंग हो जाएगा. पर अचानक से कुछ वो पठान देखी क्या तुमने, कब जाएंगे, ड्यूरिंग द वर्कआउट्स, दिस इज इनजस्टिस टू बोथ. वो उस वक्त होने वाला है नहीं, राइट? So Dandapani has said in his book, The Power of Unwavering Focus, that there are only three metaphorical hemispheres of our mind: past, present, and future. Mostly past we are able to deal with. आजकल हम past के ज़्यादा worry नहीं करते, but future के anxiety बहुत है हमें. And when you say that I think about the remaining 18 kilometers when I have already ran 2 kilometers, you are actually going into the future.
Yes.
Thinking, oh, 18 kilometers, get the fear, come back into the present and feel overwhelmed. ये होता रहता है, और वो इतना फास्ट होता है. I have this missing the flight phobia. Whenever I have a flight the next day, okay, मुझे रात में नींद में सपने आते कि I have missed the flight. And literally, it's not just psychological, it is physical also. I start having a running nose in the morning. And the funniest part is I have never missed a flight in my life. But वो phobia hai. Because I go into the future, imagine that the flight has missed, come back into the present, and then worry, and anxiety and overwhelm feeling aata hai. I'm working on it. I listen to affirmations. I've got the flight on time. I've reached there. And the height is that I reached the airport 3 hours before the departure. So it's good that I get to read more then. That's a fringe benefit. Well, let's put an end to this with a very good message from the author. So the old story about three people, layering the bricks. 3 मजदूर है जो bricks लगा रहे. पहले को पूछते कि तू क्या कर रहा है, तो मैं तो दीवार बना रहा हूँ. दूसरा बोलता है तू क्या कर रहा है, तो मैं मंदिर बना रहा हूँ. तीसरा बोलता है तू क्या कर रहा है, तो मैं भगवान के लिए घर बना रहा हूँ. It's the same act, but the first guy has a job, the second guy has a career, and the third guy has a calling. It doesn't matter what you do, guys. It's about your approach towards that activity. अगर मुझे जो आइडिया आया है ये बुकलेट समरी का, अगर उसको मैं अलग तरीके से देखता तो इट कुड बी लाइक, मैं समरी बनाता हूँ. मेरा एक बहुत अच्छा इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स का एक ऐप है, उसका कोड में बेचता, या उसको मैं SaaS ना सॉफ्टवेयर एज अ सर्विस देता, या फिर मैं कुछ डीप डिस्काउंट्स देता तुमको, अर्ली बर्ड ऑफर फॉर द कोर्सेज, और ये सब करता. बट नो, फॉर मी इट्स अ कॉलिंग. Reading is a calling to cultivate reading habit amongst the youth of India like you guys, and everything changed. Yeah, so nowadays it's not a career, it's a calling. और उसके लिए आपको कुछ अलग बड़ा नहीं करना है. आपको अपने चाइल्डहुड इंक्लिनेशंस को ढूंढने हैं, आपके पैशंस को ढूंढने हैं, उसको कनेक्ट करने हैं, and then become a rare mix, a rare combination. All right, so wish you all the best, happy reading, and we'll meet for the next book of the week. Yeah, chalo, bye bye.